A new LoRa model from the Hugging Face community has been released for the Krea 2 image generation models. With it, you can take one image and transfer or edit it to another background. Or you can use two images like this with the same person that I just used, that image. And with an outfit like this, and transfer it to another outfit like a virtual try-on. Or you can use two people like this and put them together with an image that has those two characters together. And all of this is using Krea 2. I'm also trying this with Krea 2 Turbo, as well as Krea 2 Raw. It works with both, using this LoRa model called Identity Edit. Now, on the Hugging Face repo, they have two versions, version 1 and version 1.1, and you'll see a little difference between them. I'm currently using version 1.1. Based on what I've researched from my agents, Krea 2 Identity Edit is an instruction-based identity-preserving image editor. It's built as an unofficial community fine-tune of the Krea 2 Raw models. So basically, these are Raw models trained with LoRa, so it can run compatible with the Krea 2 Raw model and also the Turbo model. What that means is, you provide an image and use a plain English language instruction to edit that image. And of course, it needs the specific ComfyUI custom nodes, which are also mentioned on the Hugging Face page. And then in the features section, you'll see it requires the Krea 2 edit node pack. So when you check out this ComfyUI Krea 2 edit node pack, you can use it in ComfyUI. It's a very simple custom node pack that only contains the custom nodes themselves. It has 3 classes in this file for running all the features of this node pack. As you can see here, the Krea 2 edit model patch and the Krea 2 edit grounded encode. That's why there's a little bit of a difference between the text-to-image normal Krea 2 image generation workflow and when we use these two custom nodes to run with the Krea 2 edit. This is like a little hack of the text-to-image generation models. We're using the encoder and injecting data into the model pipeline, and it can produce the same character or environments. Anything like an object can also be transferred into a new image with your text prompt instructions and also a reference of a second image for image editing. The same concept goes with what we've played around with before, other image edit models. So we're going to see the basic features of how to run this first, and then we'll go a little more advanced with Krea 2 Edit. First, the model loading part here is no different from the other Krea 2 model workflows you've seen before. We have all 3 basic components, diffusion model, text encoder, VAE, and we have loaded the Identity Edit LoRa model. Now here, I've passed that data to the Krea 2 Edit model patch node. This patch is going to have your source latent. It supports up to 2 source latents passed into the model patch, and it acts like a LoRa model that carries that data embedded into the AI model. That's a similar concept, but not exactly LoRa embedding, of course. It has its own tricks for manipulating how Krea 2 goes from text to image to having editing capability. Going forward, we see the Krea 2 Edit grounded encode. We have the text encoder. As you can see, we've passed the text encoder, the clip data, and also passing the image. As I mentioned, it supports up to 2 images. The workflows are also available in the custom node pack. As you can see, there's a workflow folder. You get the single image reference and 2 image reference, both supported in these workflow folders. You can download those. I've modified mine a little bit and done something a bit differently with the connections so that it fits my own habit. But most likely the workflow here is the same as what's shown in the GitHub repository. The second one here, as you can see, supports 2 images. We pass the VAE to handle each of those images individually, and the VAE latent goes to the model patch custom node. It has 2 latent sources connected to those 2 images, and the latent image passes to the K sampler. We create an empty latent. And this example here is basically simple. We're going to use image 1 as this robot, and I want to swap the character from image 2 into the robot's position. So the output looks like this, where we have this guy standing in the same position as the robot, but the robot is gone. This is just a very simple text prompt. We changed the robot on the street to the man with gray jacket. And by the way, this just proves that this AI model with a reference image like this, using a character sheet, also works for style consistency. As you can see, the character here is that person as well. Something I just found out, just be aware that the image dimensions We need to set the image scale to the same size for both images ideally, and the dimensions are going to depend on the image A dimensions. As you can see here, we have this image connected and pass the width and height, as well as image A as the first source latent. Every image will have a base image for editing. Whatever image styles or backgrounds you have, you still need the instruction prompts to describe the instructions in language based on the image. It's really easy to use this. From my opinion, this is pretty cool. You can use this with the camera tool. As we first saw 2 weeks ago, the image model was just capable of text to image. And now, with a little different training, an additional LoRA, it turns it into an image editing model. Just like what we've seen before in Qwen Image Edit or Flux 2 Klein, Flux 2 Klein will be the closest model size to Krea 2. But the beauty of this is that you're using one single LoRA model and it works just like that. And this example is even better in the way of showing that Krea 2 turned into an image edit model. It can understand and see how a reference character sheet, this kind of style, works as a character reference. For example, I put this character into this image A reference, which means this Mini Cooper image will have the character standing beside this car. And the output here, the likeness is pretty close in the generated result. The only drawback of this generation is that the glasses here kind of fade out on this face where I have the reference of complete glasses on the face. Or we can try other seed numbers, and that might give us a better chance to have the character consistency recovered. So there you go. Another try with a different seed, and the glasses on the face look quite recovered. But still, since this is 720p resolution, you won't see too much detail on the face. At this stage, you need a second pass, or even a third pass, plus an upscaler to recover more detail from your reference images. In this next example, I'm using this character and the car as the base image environment. I'm going to have this character placed onto this image somewhere using text prompts like this. Have the character with the car. And we get the first image generated. Of course, this is 720p, and something looks blurry, not too detailed. That's why I've used additional passes like this to add more detail. At least we can recover the face and some more detail for the car as well. Then going down here, a final upscaling with more sharpening in solid. This is important. Having solid color for the whole image like this. Of course, it won't look exactly the same as the character, I would say. How the character is wearing looking are basically similar. So yeah, that's it for this video. It's pretty cool. A little trick, a little hack, and the AI model can have more functionalities. From text to image, to an image editing model, just like that. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.